All right, guys, we look like we got some traction. Oh, we're getting it to work a little bit. But other than this, there's no other way we would ever get this thing to move around the property at all. Today we're getting ready to start running the electric. So down at the bottom of the creek here is where our electric panel or pole is that comes in from the electric company. And so it is at the bottom level right next to the creek. And of course our spots are going to be here to the right of the blue trailer is spot number 1, and that's just going to be kind of an RV hookup. So we're just running a 20 amp to that spot, which is going to be the wire that Eric is unraveling right now. And so in a minute here we're going to get the mini X and we're going to get to trenching, but we're just kind of getting all of our stuff together, all the tools and everything that we're going to need, because once you start this job, it is very hard to stop. It is very hot. It is the middle of summer and everything tends to be very heavy. As you guys can tell, what we tried to do was chain the electrical wire, which is going to be ran to the tiny house. It is so heavy, guys. We chained it to the side-by-side and we're going to try and drive along the side of the trench as Eric dig it. That way we can kind of just get that laid in there. We're not hooking it up to the actual electric pole. We do have an electrician that's going to come and finish the job off for us. So pretty much we're going to do as much as we can as a DIY, and we're going to trench it. We're going to leave. He told us exactly how much we needed to leave out for him to be able to come and hook it up. So we're just going to leave a few feet for him, and then we're going to start trenching from right next to the pole all the way up to our first spot, which is here where we have the blue trailer parked right now, and that's going to be an RV hookup spot. If you follow the road along, that would be the second spot up here, and that's going to house a tiny home. So that's going to have full electric, septic, and water. And if you follow that all the way up further down the hill or at the top of the mountain is going to be where the dome is going to be. This is the wire that we're going to be using to run the electric from the electric pole. This is, I think, some 350 electrical wire, and that is going to be sufficient to be able to get all of the ampage that we're going to need from the pole to the tiny home spot. Now this spool of wire is so heavy that we had to literally chain it onto the side-by-side, because otherwise I don't know how we would have gotten this thing to move around the property. Here's a close-up on kind of what it looks like at the ends, and it's an entire spool. I forgot how much it weighs, but they basically had to bring it in on an 18-wheeler and kind of have it forklift off of it. So it's pretty heavy. So our clever design is going to be, as Eric trench, we're going to drive the side-by-side next to it and kind of just roll with him and kind of roll the wire off of there. Hopefully it works. We haven't started yet. I don't see any reason it shouldn't. It kind of looked like it physically can, just the way it's set up, but you know how things go around here. But until then, guys, we're just going to continue unwrapping and making sure we have all the materials that we need, because once we get this trench open, we're going to want to work as fast as we can to make sure that we can get sunlight to close it back up, and also to make sure that we can get it closed up in case it rains overnight. We don't want to come back and meet like a pond in our trench. So we're just going to move as fast as we can, get this thing open, get this stuff laid, do it the right way the first time, and we're going to get it closed back up.
We're supposed to get 6 inches of rain on Sunday, or Monday, so we gotta work that.
Yeah, so we got rain coming, and it's summer, so there's no telling how long, how hard, how fast. So we're gonna get this thing trenched, and we're just gonna go and just get it over with and try to see what we can do. All right, guys, we will keep you updated on our progress. And this is, as you know, if you've been with us from the beginning, such an amazing step for us in the property, because it's electric time, guys. It's electric. Like, I want to start singing that song right now, because Can you believe that we're going to have lights here at these spots real soon? And of course, once we get the electric in, that means it is time to start building. We won't be wasting any time then. We'll just be moving forward. So if you guys have not liked and subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so. This is a perfect time to go ahead and do it. We're getting our electric set up. We're about to be building. Once this property is done, we're going to be moving on to another one. So we just want to show you guys what we're out here doing. So go ahead and join our journey, and we'll see you guys further along in the build. We're so excited to have an extra pair of hands on deck today. Jody is going to be earning his keep around here finally. He's going to be trying to get help us get this wire off of the truck. It is so stiff, guys. It is so heavy. It's over 500 pounds. We've been pulling and tugging at this thing, so now Eric is going to try and get the Mini X involved and see if we can strap it to that and then kind of take off a little bit to unravel this thing. But I just wanted to show you guys this, because if you're planning on getting into this kind of work, this thing is heavy. Go forward, baby. Slowly. Stop. It was going a little bit. But it also was starting to pull him before it popped. Alright guys, I gotta stop filming. This is becoming a headache and we just started, but we're gonna need all hands on deck to figure this one out. And once we get in the groove of things, we'll show you guys what we decided to do. He's gonna go over that rock. I don't want to say that my guys are geniuses, but they're pretty much geniuses for this, because I don't know how else we would get this wire up the mountain, but they're getting it done. Be careful, you gotta pay attention when you're driving, baby. Not to the right? Oh, yeah. Do you need me to jiggle it down here? Oh God, it's gonna yank me in the pond. Oh, wait, Jody, wait. All right. I am so out of breath right now, but we got this thing unraveled quite a bit. Let me tell you guys, this wire is so heavy. I feel like I broke my toe because I dropped it on there a time or two. But we're getting it laid out. We have it at the bottom of the mountain where the light pole is, and we're basically unraveling this huge braid of a wire all the way down or up the top of the mountain, and we have it on this spool that it came on, and we chained it to the 4x4, and we are just walking this thing up, basically having to turn it manually with our hands and also pull while someone drives. So it's been quite a workout, guys. I'm tired. Eric's tired. The kids tired. We're gonna take a little bit of a break. So this is the first spot that we're gonna stop off to and run electricity to. This is the tiny home spot, and then we're gonna continue on up the mountain and over that hill up there, and that's gonna be where the second tiny home spot is, and that's gonna be for the dome. We haven't dug the trench yet because we just wanted to lay out our wire, so once we dig the trench, we have it right next to it, and we can go ahead and put it in the ground so we can quickly get it closed back up. Like we said, we have some rain coming this weekend, so we're gonna do this in kind of in portions. We're gonna try to do the first spot first, and if we have time, we'll go to the second spot, but we're definitely gonna have to do it in sections just so we make sure that we don't catch any rain, and so we can close it back up in a timely manner. So we gotta move fast. I'll show you guys when we get to the second spot. So we're almost at the top of the mountain, and we're almost done with our first spool. As you guys can tell, it's almost empty. It was such a workout. I am trailing behind the guys, walking, filming, and also straightening out this big braid of electric cord for them. And what a strenuous day on the day when the mountains is the hottest it's been all year so far. But these guys definitely worked hard and got it done, and we're gonna lay this thing out and start trenching and trying to get this in. Guys, it is only like 2 days before Father's Day, and so I'm really excited to have Jody and Eric working together. Eric is definitely the best stepped up dad a girl could ask for, and I just love when I see them being able to do things together. That's another reason we did this journey, was so we can become close as a family, also make some money for our family so we can take trips and, you know, just live the American dream. So I love seeing these guys working together, and I'm gonna go help. We'll see you guys in the next step. Okay, so we made it all the way to the concrete pad that we had previously poured. We have our trench dug at least to the pipe that we use to kind of, that's gonna house our wire. And I don't know what the next steps are. Like I said, it's all in Eric's head, but pretty much we're gonna kind of lay this out in here, and whatever else he needs us to do, we're here for. And guys, we're all out of breath. We're all tired. I'll see you guys in the next step. I gotta take a break. So we're starting to dig our trench from the electric pole, and we already have our electric wire ran out. We have the white one is going to be the 20 amp for the RV spot, and then we have this 350 electric wire that's going to be for the tiny home. And once we got this thing dug, we'll be able to just lay those in there, and we're gonna leave a few feet for the electrician to be able to hook everything up for us. I have to be honest, guys, when we first started this project and it took us almost 2 months just to clean the property, I could have not foreseen the point where we get to putting in electricity, because everything just seemed like it was just taking forever for everything to be done. So this is like how people cut the tape on their brand new business or home. For me, this first dig is like breaking ground literally for us. I'm so excited. I know once we get the electric ran that we're onto our building phase. So that is what I am hoping for, and that's why I'm so excited today, because this is the first step to the property being actually up and live and running on Airbnb, and we can move on to something else. I love this property, but I want to be done so bad so we can move on to our next treasure piece and the next piece of the puzzle for our Airbnb business that we started and our whole entrepreneurial experience. But do you need that moved? I hope we unearth like some treasure or maybe hit oil or something on this property. So we've dug quite a bit of the way so far. We have gotten lucky enough that the only rock we've hit was rocks that we can actually pull out. Some of them were literally boulders, like this rock here in front of me. I'm not sure how Eric got this out with the Mini X, because this thing is a huge rock. But we're just really glad it wasn't attached to anything. There's another huge one he's pulling out right now. But we'll take those. We'll take the rocks that we can actually move versus the rocks that are just a part of the mountain. So that's going to be our biggest challenge here, guys. Our biggest challenge is going to be hitting these rocks and then taking the time to muscle them out. We do only have a Mini X, and although she has been amazing to us, you know, it's a little bit on the older side, so it takes a minute to get them pulled out. So that's going to take some time out of what we already don't have, but we're getting there. We're getting this stuff moved out the way, and we're getting this thing dug. So here we are with the entire property dug up again, but for good reason this time, because we are getting ready to lay our electrical to our 3 different sites that we have on this property. Just as a recap, guys, we have this one property. It is 2 acres and it houses 3 spots at the moment that's going to be able to bring in 3 different sources of income on this property for us. So we've already dug this trench all the way to the second spot and the first spot here, and Eric is just kind of cleaning out the trench, making sure that there's no rocks in the way, chipping away any rocks that need to be chipped away at. Because we did meet some rock in between, we are having to go back and kind of get all that chipped away. So that's pretty much what he's doing right now. I'm not even able to have access to parts of the property right now, just because in our entire roadway we have 2 different trenches dug at the moment. The one thing about trenching is you're not sure what you're gonna hit, and as we discovered, we ran into a lot of rocks. We've even hit some pipes that was buried by the previous owner. We've hit trash, and now we're hitting stumps and roots. So this is directly in the path of where we would need to run our power cord. So we're definitely going to have to get a little deeper than this. So we're going to have to cut away kind of all these little tree branches to try and dig a little deeper. This is literally what you are dreading, hitting a giant rock that is unmovable or unshakable. Like, you literally have to get down there and hand chisel and mallet and hammer and do whatever needs to be done to basically try to scrape this rock away, because you need the depth the entire way of the trench. So we've been doing pretty good today. We've hit a couple roots and we were able to deal with that, but now we are onto a part where we caught some rock, and thankfully Eric is able to chip away at this thing. So I'm just walking back towards the end of the mountain, and this is kind of what the trench is looking like. It's pretty deep. Like I said, we wanted to get past freeze line because we are in the Smoky Mountains and it gets cold up here, and we're going to start running our electricity. This is where we started, and I'm really excited to be here, and I'm glad that you guys came along this ride for us, and I'll show you guys as we get closer into putting in this piping and putting in the electric and just what it takes, and we'll let you guys know when we're at a point where we can move on to something else.